Kuala Lumpur Tzu Chi volunteers held a Christmas gathering for foreign workers. Tzu Chi Muar Branch hosted its year-end blessing ceremony with the theme of environmental protection. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In the aftermath of the tsunami in Indonesia, Tzu Chi volunteers have traveled to the disaster area in Banten to assess damages. Since many medical staff at hospitals are not working during the Christmas holidays, the injured patients have not been able to seek medical help. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers have decided to hold free clinics and provide hot meals in one of the heavily damaged areas. The road leading to the disaster area, Pandeglang, has become a bumpy road. Despite that, 10 volunteers from Jakarta overcame the difficulties to reach the disaster areas. After arriving in the disaster area, Sumer, the volunteers can see that the place is like a wasteland.
Kondisi saat ini kita sangat memprihatinkan.
Our town is heavily damaged. 7 villages have suffered financial loss. We've evacuated the residents living on the coast to the mountainous areas. Currently, they need supplies to keep them warm and other daily necessities.
Kampung halamannya dan posisi di dataran tinggi semua gitu.
The volunteers walked to assess the damages. While listening to the residents describe the scene of the tsunami, they also discussed disaster relief plans with the government officials.
The affected residents said that they needed medical services since many people have been injured. There's only one doctor here, and he is not here for the long term. Therefore, Tzu Chi will provide medical services in addition to distributing blankets and supplies.
Since the medical staff of many hospitals are not working during the Christmas holidays, the injured patients are not able to seek medical help. Therefore, 5 medical staff from a private hospital in Jakarta have taken an initiative to come serve in the disaster area.
As doctors, our mission is to save lives. We will do our best to help out upon knowing someone is in need. Since we learned that there are few doctors here, but many injured patients, we decided to come and volunteer.
In the aftermath of the tsunami, the police has started a network to help find missing people. After volunteers from Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter assess the damages, they will hold free clinics in Banten and distribute hot meals and daily supplies. Kuala Lumpur Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a Christmas gathering for foreign workers who couldn't return home. They've also invited an Indonesian migrant worker who was just certified as a Tzu Chi volunteer to share her experiences.
The recycling station is decorated with Christmas decorations. Kuala Lumpur Tzu Chi volunteers invited residents and foreign workers to celebrate together.
We had a great time sharing food together and singing together. Though I cannot go back to Philippines this year, but I found a family here.
I enjoy with my friends and very happy from the bottom of my heart with all Tzu Chi members.
It makes a difference, just a small little thing like that. They can make them smile.
The volunteer also handmade Christmas-themed bamboo coin banks to extend the great love.
Every Christmas, people want to receive gifts, so this year we made this customized bamboo coin bank to give it to them. This is also to motivate them to help the less fortunate.
Dina from Indonesia was just certified in Taiwan as a Tzu Chi volunteer this year. She shared her testimony with everyone.
Many thought that being unfortunate means having no money, but there are many people with sufficient money but still feel empty in their heart.
Sister Dina sharing, okay.
After hearing her sharing, I've reflected on myself for wasting my time in the past 2 years and not doing anything meaningful. She has inspired me to understand myself better and help to open my heart.
I know myself because I know open.
Everyone held a lamp in their hand and sang their prayers together. The love that connected them made the holiday more memorable and special.
In the past few days, the temperature has dropped and a strong wind is affecting the Taichung Floral Expo's Waipu Park. A Tzu Chi volunteer who owns a flower farm donated plants in his time to make a flower wall to help block the wind and make the area look more attractive. Let's take a look.
Volunteers at the scene today are busy creating a frame for this wall of flowers. All the material here is recycled, and later it won't be wasted either.
We use recycled materials to build this. It has all been made from waste.
The volunteer is Chen Jineng, who designed this flower wall. He runs a flower farm in Zhuolan. While this may be the busiest time of the year for him, he still found time to do this work.
We really hope that Tzu Chi brothers can come and help decorate this area to create a more festive atmosphere. I didn't expect that as soon as I said this, Brother Jineng will immediately respond.
Made 3 trips from Zhuolan to Taichung's Waipu, carrying more than 1,000 poinsettia plants.
This breed is called Prince Deer, and he has a little white, creating a 3-dimensional appearance. It's also good as a background for photos.
Putting aside the family business and choosing Tzu Chi as a priority means this heartfelt act is really touching for us.
Throughout the day, the beautiful Christmas flower wall was completed with the help of tireless efforts from Tzu Chi volunteers.
Tzu Chi Canada chapter hosted a winter aid distribution, and this year they once again received winter shoes donated by an international student. He has been deeply touched by the volunteers' devotion to caring for people in need, and he was motivated to start a winter shoe donation activity.
The touching memory of giving winter shoes to people in need is still clear in Ali Fu's head.
Tzu Chi volunteers have moved me deeply when seeing them kneel on the ground to teach African friends and impoverished families to put on their shoes. They not only helped them, but they've carried their boots for them. It was impressive to me.
Alifu from Mongolia connected with James Wan, a congressman in Burnaby City, the Canadian Community Service Association, and Tzu Chi Canada chapter through the internet. They've joined hands to do good deeds.
I'm glad Alifu found me, and we got to launch such a meaningful activity last year with Tzu Chi's help. We've witnessed how much effort Tzu Chi put in to deliver these snow boots to people in need in the community. I've also seen the footage from last year. It was very touching.
They hope that more people could spread great love.
Last year, after the shoe donation campaign, we've received encouragement from many organizations in Vancouver. Tzu Chi has been a critical support for us. This year, we've launched a volunteer organization called Viva, hoping to recruit more young people to join.
They hope that the snow boots could keep their recipients warm in the cold winter and the selfless love can continue to spread.
The United States is currently facing an extremely cold winter. In Modesto City, California, Tzu Chi volunteers have found 500 homeless people at a campground. Due to city regulations, they were forced to leave this public place. Volunteers quickly collected 34 tents to provide temporary shelter for them, along with hot meals. Here's more.
This buffet restaurant opened early for Tzu Chi. The meals on the stand were packed into boxes one by one as they are heading to the homeless encampment.
2 weeks ago, we found this camp. There are about 225 tents over here. We found people inside all of them. Also, we noticed that they don't have winter clothes and food.
And we have over 500 people, I would say now. So it's grown. We'll still need the help of our community.
It was really sad to see how many people are out here just like living in tents in this cold weather. But they're really grateful for our food. I'm really happy to see how happy they are.
I know you have enough right now.
Tzu Chi volunteers have provided assistance and comfort in their time of need. Later, volunteers plan to distribute sleeping bags and eco-friendly blankets to them, helping them get through these difficult times.
Tzu Chi Muar Branch in Malaysia hosted a year-end blessing ceremony with the theme of environmental protection. There were 11 booths to encourage people to practice recycling in daily life. Volunteers hosted games and testimony sharing for the public to engage in activities.
Tzu Chi Muar Branch invited senior recycling volunteers to share their experiences on environmental protection with over 1,000 people in the audience at the year-end blessing ceremony.
I've persisted for so many years and have never doubted because I can't bear the earth to be harmed. I will continue to walk this path until the day I can no longer move.
We encourage everyone to do recycling whenever you are free.
The Humanistic Cultural Exhibition had the theme of environmental protection. It has set up 11 stations to remind the public to cherish resources.
水很重，提水很辛苦，节省用水。
Most people don't save up water because they think it's cheap. We need to cherish water resources because we can only use about 1 in 1,000 of the water on Earth. The message we are sending out is that the usable water is limited, and we all have the responsibility to save it.
In the vegetarian section, many people vowed to choose a healthier diet to protect the earth.
每个人从自身做起的话，这个地球就会很健康，也不会有这么多天灾。
At year end, volunteers' biggest wish is for people to respect life and adopt a vegetarian diet to show our love for Mother Earth.
Tzu Chi volunteers are spreading cheer this winter in Fujian as they visit a local Huangtang recycling station. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers later conducted home visits in the area, helping one mother-daughter pair repair their relationship.
Wrapped in bright headscarves, these elderly ladies are gathered together, each sharing their unique story.
Before, because of an operation on her stomach, her compression wasn't good. But after doing recycling, her health slowly improved.
Because of illness, part of her stomach was removed, and this illness caused this elderly lady to look pale and sickly until she started doing recycling.
I wish Dharma Master Jing Yan good health.
I want to follow the Master and her Dharma. I want to listen to her talk.
Gathering together in this recycling station allows everyone to forget about their worries and contemplate the true meaning of life. Tzu Chi volunteers are also doing what they can to spread warmth and trying to break the ice within this family. This is a woman and her mother-in-law who don't talk to each other anymore. Volunteers took them back to their home and thought of a way to bring the pair closer together. An accident the previous year led the men of the house to die, and these women, who are 30 years apart, began to see their relationship go cold. A bowl of glutinous rice balls and ginger soup helps break the ice. This sincere act helps warm their hearts and breaks the silence between the mother-in-law and this woman. A soft smile replaces their previous sorrow, with Tzu Chi volunteers warming up their hearts.
Yao Jingzhu, a Tzu Chi volunteer at the Tzu Chi Zhanghua chapter, is always busy and is a bit of a perfectionist. She's a hardworking volunteer. However, she suffers from hepatitis C and has been in and out of the hospital for treatment. During many treatment sessions, she would get nosebleeds that would not stop. Therefore, the doctor actually recommended her to abandon her vegetarian diet for the sake of her health. She was very strong-willed, so she rejected the idea.
If the rice grains are black, they need to be picked out, or if there are cracks not complete in form, all needs to go.
Yao Jingzhu has been responsible for the General Affairs Department for many years. She's very detail-oriented and hardworking.
She's very encouraging to the new staff members. She will always guide them and let them have the freedom to try different tasks. She often forgets about her own health.
The body is ill due to liver disease, resulting in poor blood coagulation.
During treatments, I got a nosebleed, and it just wouldn't stop. I was frightened.
When she was receiving treatment at the hospital, she had the challenge of a lifetime.
The doctor asked me if I wanted to add meat products to my diet. I told him that I'm a vegetarian. It's just not possible. I wasn't going to let my health issues injure another life.
Yao Jingzhu's mind was firm. Behind the high expectations of perfection is the requirement of self.
I asked her what happened. She said nothing, that she needed to be more diligent, that's all. She said, just need to wait a moment, wipe away the tears, and keep walking forward. I told her that she was like a cat with 9 lives. She turned and laughed a bit. Then everything went back to normal.
The volunteers are each other's best support system, full of encouragement, walking the Tzu Chi path together.
Since every day, my affinity with Tzu Chi has been the best gift. I truly believe that Tzu Chi is what gives me life.
Living in the moment, the possibilities are endless when one has a grateful heart.
Tzu Chi volunteers host their year-end blessing ceremonies all over the country. However, senior volunteers who were ill or bedridden were prevented from attending the event. Volunteers in Keelung visited them with Dharma masters from Jingsi abode to give their blessings.
The woman on the bed is Tzu Chi volunteer You Su-e. She has been bedridden for almost 22 years. Although she can't continue to volunteer, her Tzu Chi family has always been with her.
She had been bedridden since a car accident. However, her biggest wish is to sit up straight and volunteer. Every time we visit her, it has made us reflect on ourselves that we should fulfill our Tzu Chi mission better.
Volunteer Xian Mei visits You Su-e whenever she is free. This time she has cut a new hairstyle for her.
Her hair was too long and she's a lot happier and comfortable after the haircut. Families should care for each other, so I believe this is something I should do.
Tzu Chi volunteers from Keelung also visited their Dharma family member. Chen Bifeng had a car accident earlier this year and had been bedridden for months. She's glad to see familiar faces again.
Dharma Master Zheng Yan said that we're her first-generation disciples, so you're the first-generation disciple as well.
We will all age, and we will also need someone to take care of us. That's why we must focus on caring for our Dharma family members.
The sincere care and love from the Dharma family is the best medicine for these bedridden volunteers, helping them recover and get well soon.
In our continuing series about the Tzu Chi Foundation's first public charity program for youth creators, we meet Lin Zhongxian. He has been telling children's stories for more than a decade.
手肘粘在一起，手肘好，解除的时候就解除啊。
Lin Zhongxian has been running a children's story house for more than a decade. Many call him Teacher Chocolate. Now he's teaching these storytelling skills to this group.
你就去点那些比较害羞的，然后可以就是让他们都表现机会的。第3个，还有这边没有一二都没有选到的，你就选他。
Last year, Lin Zhongxian set up the Ye Nai group, inviting elders to use storytelling as a way to get out of the house and contribute to society.
These elderly people are still willing to go out and tell stories to us. Some think this is the best possible performance.
Telling a story sounds simple, but going on the stage and doing it can be difficult. Facing a strange audience leads some people to make many mistakes.
今天班里奶奶很开心。现在呢，我们就开始先来带一个叫我是谁。
什么叫我是谁啊？叫谁在叫？
Forgetting words or remembering the wrong lines is quite normal. When someone is about to enter a new field, one has to repeatedly practice.
今天 Michael 带你们一起来游戏，好不好？好。停，不可以问好不好？他们不可以。可以啊，可以啊。那你就不要带啊。
Making a mistake is not a problem. One can simply practice it again.
欢迎 Michael 爷爷，各位小朋友早。今天我们大家高兴不高兴？高兴。不高兴怎么办？
whole theater erupts in laughter with good interaction between performers and the audience. His grandfather forgets his lines again and again.
Action! 各位小朋友，好，好。今天我要带你们做游戏，大家要做什么游戏
？I just retired, but I still want to be active, and I think this is an ideal way to spend the rest of my life.
Being active in retirement is the spirit of this group. They don't just judge performances, but enjoy the process of rehearsing, as the class is filled with constant laughter. While people come from different backgrounds, and the training process may include some embarrassment, it's all for the greater good. This afternoon, the group is in a coffee shop, ready to hold a story-sharing session. 82-year-old Teng Xinlian, nicknamed Empress Dowager, has already told this story many times. She is the oldest member of the volunteer storytelling group. Although her eyesight is failing, she's really focused on telling the story.
I studied this and learned a lot. I used to tell stories like this as I never told them before. Now I think about these original stories.
In addition to this grandmother, there are 3 other elders here today. This grandfather is very good at discussing the subject of death.
He thought about the time that his mother spent with him. His mother was very energetic, so when he saw his mother lying in bed, Ali up in the clouds was afraid, but there was courage in his heart.
Talking about life and death can be a very heavy topic. The story he tells invites all who listen to feel their vulnerable side, while others can't stop their tears.
I didn't think that I would become so emotional today. I thought it would be more rock and roll. But when Grandma told the story, I thought of my childhood and was very touched.
There is magic in a story, as it even allows one to imagine and dream. When these grandparents tell a story, the most important thing is the smile, which comes from their heart, which makes many people feel happy.
The Tzu Chi Branch is now producing eco-friendly blankets to be used in disaster relief missions. Some seniors from long-term care class have also joined the volunteers to help out. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.